So this video is about hydraulic pressure. Getting the equilibrium that we need to get using our breath, and how to really go into this no mind state that we need to find peace.
Diagram of lungs. This is lung parenchyma. This is airway, and this circle represents alveoli. This is chest wall. This space in between chest wall and lung is pleural space.
Pleural space.
And take the background as atmosphere. Atmospheric pressure is 0 centimeter of water. Now let's see alveolar pressure. It is the pressure inside the alveoli. When glottis is open and no air is moving, the pressure in alveoli is equal to atmospheric pressure. That is 0 centimeter of water. This situation occurs just before inspiration or expiration. During inspiration, the alveolar pressure becomes negative to about -1 centimeter of water.
So you might approach air from a very linear perspective. Yeah, this is water, but actually water is electricity. And if you have water in the air, this means that this network that we have in the air, that is very similar to this kind of network, right? It's very similar also to this kind of network, right? The water that we are seeing. But the network of the air that we are breathing, it's more mystic, right? This is more mist.
Which of these can be compressed? Well, gases definitely can. Think of compressing a balloon. And solids definitely can't. Think of compressing a tree. But liquids, it requires a great deal of pressure to accomplish a little compression. For that reason, liquids are sometimes referred to as being incompressible.
So actually the air contains letters, it contains words, and we can change it using our frequencies of our lungs.
Attracted by surrounding water molecules. Now let's move the discussion towards surface tension. This is air, this is water, and this is air-water interface. In water we have water molecules deep inside the water and on the surface. All these molecules are attracted by surrounding water molecules, as we saw in previous discussion. The story starts with understanding chemistry of water molecule. In water molecule, one oxygen atom is bound to two hydrogen atoms by covalent bond. Now, oxygen attracts electron pair more strongly than does the hydrogen. So electrons are pulled towards oxygen atom. This gives oxygen partial negative charge and hydrogen atoms partial positive charge.
So the more you are attracted to nature, the more you are attracted, let's say, to the dark side of invention, because nature is before human invention, then you will attract positive ion memory. People that are based on positive ion memory, they are more attracted to, let's say, electronical devices and to air conditioner and to food that is processed. And when you are going to, let's say, the dark side, to nature, what you are attracting is the positive ion memory, and you are attracting actually law of attraction when you are basing yourself in the no mind state.
And as far as real interest and real
Way
practical
over your head.
use, but real basic. A positive ion is kind of like a rust. It's an oxidizer. It introduces oxidative stress into the body. It increases or accelerates the aging process. It's what we don't want. Negative ions are the opposite of that. Negative ions slow the aging process. They had been referred to as the vitamins in the air. Absolutely critical. You'll see some of the things here on the screen that negative ions are good for.
So the main reason we cannot enjoy negative ion as much as we should is because we are enjoying benefit of being human. We are eating processed food, and we are drinking water that is soiled. We are drinking water that is packed with positive ion. We are breathing air from the air conditioner that is packed with positive ion. Therefore, we are repulsing all those negative ions consciousness. We are repulsing our immune system because we are being human.
Positive ion will be drawn to a negative ion, and when that happens, the negative effects or the bad effects of a positive ion are mitigated. And so the more negative ions that we have around us, in the water that we drink, the air that we breathe, the environment that we're around, the better we are.
So in this video, I'm going to talk about how to use the negative ions to compress, to come together. All our body is unified, and to press on our glands to purify the nectar that we can drink for our benefit of theta waves.
Technology using moving liquids is known as hydraulics, which is where the water pistol, cranes, and car brakes come into play. They all use hydraulics. Hydraulic systems consist of two pistons: a master piston, where pressure is applied, and a slave piston, which the pressure is transmitted to. Let's look at an example of how system multiplies pressure. Remember, pressure is calculated using this equation. A force of 20 newtons is applied to the master piston, which has an area of 0.001.
So in order to generate the salvation glands to cope with this triangle, the pineal and the two salvation, we need to work on this triangle. Okay, this triangle is the manipura. So we compress this area completely, exhale completely. We stay like that as much as we can. And what's happening afterwards is you go to the sternum, free fingers, and then you put your thumb and you press on your liver. You do this when you're surrounded by negative ions. You go in nature and you do that. This is how you activate the ultimate language. You can go rotate, but this is how you manipulate your language completely. You manipulate the way you create God again.
Because liquids can't be compressed, the pressure stays constant between the master and slave piston. And thanks to the relationship between pressure, force, and area, it means a relatively small force can be applied to the master, which will result in a much larger force on the slave. Thanks to hydraulics, we can apply a small force to our car brakes, but a large force is then exerted on the brake pads.
So in order for us to enjoy truly the liquids that we are making, we need to make it bubbles. You need to make it like gas. So when you are making your salvation glands work, you should work with your saliva as much as you can. You should enjoy it. It's a part of your practice in your shadow work is to enjoy your body, because this is a path to the enjoyment body, to the emotional body.
Like an elastic band, and it always tries to decrease its surface area. Now let's study surface tension in lung alveoli. This is schematic diagram of lung. This is lung parenchyma, and this is alveoli. The surface of alveoli is lined by fluid, and remaining space.
This fluid in the inner lining of the lungs is coming from our salvation glands, actually. It's coming from our upper triangle.
In absence of surfactants, small alveoli collapses into large alveoli. We will study how surfactants stabilize the size under 3 questions. Why small alveoli collapse into large alveoli? Why this should not happen? And finally, how surfactants prevent this? First, why this happens? To understand this, we first need to understand surface tension in an air bubble inside water. This is an air bubble, and these are water molecules that are coming in contact with air in the bubble. what happens at this air-water interface happens at this interface also. The water molecules on the surface are pulled deeper by water molecules in the bulk. This creates surface tension and decreases surface area of bubble. As the bubble gets smaller, the gas inside the bubble gets compressed and the pressure increases. This pressure opposes further collapse of the bubble despite the surface tension. At equilibrium, tendency of increased pressure to expand the bubble balances tendency of surface tension to collapse it. At this point, relationship between pressure, surface tension and size of the bubble is described by Laplace law. Pressure equals 2 times the tension divided by radius. Thus, the more the tension or smaller the radius, the higher the pressure inside the bubble. Now, what's the impact of this phenomenon?
In order to create this equilibrium that is much needed in this society that is packed with positive ions, what we're gonna do is to create an water element in the body to be fluid and to create Hanuman inside ourselves. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna expand the orchestra as much as we can and exhale completely. While we do it, we're actually stretching this area. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna we're gonna do like a monkey. We're gonna exhale and inhale while making a sound. And it sounds like this. Okay, you can do it in much as what rhythm would you like to do, but as long as you are stretching this area, you will experience a vibration in all of your grace, all of your G rays, all of your in your bark, but also in your timber. You will feel it in the whole of your body, coming to your most intimate chakras. This is the best way to get your not only your salvation gland working and your pineal working, but also feeling your thymus gland expands. So in this I will conclude the video. Once we are joining forces with Hanuman and we are harnessing darkness in the meditation process, because he used to meditate 4 hours every night, we are getting stronger every day, and we are getting much more symmetrical synapses and lungs, and we are distributing the life force much more evenly in the body. So if you just do it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, Hanuman, you will feel gradually your body getting stronger, and your ability to connect to your body is getting much stronger. So